There we are. There we are. Oh, I gotta adjust. I've got something I need to adjust. Screen's all off. In the other game. Welcome, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. What artful horrors await us today? Layers of Fear. Something different. Something that my thumb's still recovering from Castlevania, and this is perfect. No fighting, I think. It's a walking simulator. A psychedelic, psychological journey through an artist's creations or imaginations. I really don't know. Let's find out. Soul Escape, thank you for the host. I need to adjust the size. Just bear with me here. I missed one thing while preparing the stream. Because we were playing a game on the SNES Classic yesterday, everything was scaled to a 720 source. Okay, there we go. Shall we begin? The company who seems to have published this or developed it on PC, I know as a company who ports games to Mac, Aspyr. I should have looked into it a little more. Does anyone know? What is Aspyr, A-S-P-Y-R? What is their role in the creation of this game? Layers of Fear is a unique, immersive game experience in which every decision affects the narrative. As in life, it is the doors you open, the memories you take with you, and the shadows you explore that will define who you are.
Message coming in.
This may be our game, but it's your journey. Colonel Cyborg Clone, thank you for the host. And welcome everyone, Colonel and Steven and B. Kimberly lurking out there, and anyone else lurking out there. Just getting here. There is a short piece of DLC. Inheritance, maybe we'll play that as well. Hey there, Bob. DBA Bob. King Bob in the flesh, in the house. Spooky. That's what I'm hoping for. Atmospheric, spooky, and a nice pace. And no fancy thumb work. We're playing Layers of J today. You got it, brother. You got it. Layers of J. I like the music so far. I did go ahead and, why am I talking about pre-orders? I don't like what has happened with pre-orders, and I don't give in to them too often anymore, and I do still give in to some of them, and I did pre-order Assassin's Creed last night. Definitely be playing that in November.
No way.
Schedule to be determined. Quadias, welcome. Hey, Brad.
I know how you must feel.
You think so?
Lost. Alone. Hopeless.
Come on, we're just getting
You
started.
probably deserve it.
Oh, fuck you too.
But even for you, there is still a way. A way to bring it all back. The one precious thing you ever truly desired. Finish it.
Every portrait that is painted with feeling is a portrait of the artist, not of the sitter. Oscar Wilde, The Picture of Dorian Gray.
It's cool, everybody. I'm here.
See, Star, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Good timing. Glad everyone's getting in here right at the beginning. This is awesome. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Yeah, before we move forward, get a little more talking out of the way here. I was very stuck on stage 8 for a very long time. Then I was stuck on the final boss of the boss rush. I was stuck on each of the bosses in the boss rush a little bit, but I was especially stuck at the end. Quite a while. Well over an hour on the final form, and maybe a couple hours on stage 8. All in all, the game might have taken 5 hours, 6 hours. It took 8. It was fun. My thumb's getting back to normal. Shall we begin Layers of Fear? It's been described as a walking simulator, a psychedelic horror, a psychological horror, and a lot of the art that we will see is art from our world. Now, I won't be able to identify it on site. Some of you might. Feel free to talk about the art that you see, where you know it from. People who have studied art or just have an appreciation for it. Oh, I'm just seeing what we can do. I can zoom. If there's something in the environment you'd like to see up close that I don't focus on, let me know. And this game, which could be rushed through in a few hours, I'm hoping we can fill a 6-hour stream with it. And I'm not gonna try to drag it out. I just want to enjoy it. It's a game where we get to look at a lot of things and think about a lot of things. And I don't know how much of a story it's gonna tell, but it has a story. Yeah, hey, I won't give you grief for not knowing what's what, even if you have a BA honors in fine art. For a moment there, I thought it was doing the Outlast thing. My camera was above the prompt on the handle. It said trigger and right stick. I did trigger and I started walking backwards like in Outlast. Gee, I wonder why. Good music and a beautiful, creepy house. Perfect. And no zombies. We can enjoy this without worrying about a crimson head coming around the corner and biting my face off, I think. Maybe not. What do I know? Right trigger. Dear Sir, we would like to ask you to cease bothering our pest control specialists, as well as refrain from sending us any more of your highly inappropriate letters. I'll have you know that my mother is a respectable woman and does not take kindly to such accusations. All of our employees that visited your house reported absolutely no signs of a rodent infestation of any kind, and as such decided not to act further than prophylactic spraying. Please treat this letter as a final warning, or else the next envelope you receive will be from our lawyers. With best regards, Carl Denton. Pesky Pest Pacification. Oh. Drawings, charcoal drawings maybe? Pencil or charcoal drawings rolled up on the table. An animal's collar. P-O-P-K-E-L? What are you reading as a name there? P-O-P-K-E-L? Am I gonna play Dead Space 3? I don't know. I want to pull too much out of the mood here. But I'd heard it was less horror, more action. Good for co-op. It bounces around in my head every once in a while. Oh no. The door's a little... Hey now. And wine. Bottle on the ground. This would push into the door. Even though there were button prompts, it could just walk into the door. Figured you'd be up all night, so I made you a little treat. You know, I bet even Rembrandt occasionally took time off from being brilliant and shoved his head... Shoved? What does that say? Did what? His head off like the rest? Snored? Snored his head off like the rest of us common folk? We're in the kitchen. I was thinking food. I know. Gasp. In other words, get some sleep, you big dummy. I love you. I was thinking food. Sue me. That word just didn't fit. Can I crouch? You sure I can't crouch? Sure I can't crouch? Not at all. No. That's a no. Eight. Rose Doré, or you would say that. Burnt umber, sienna. 25 brushes, 50 packs of air fresheners, 10 kilograms apples, booze, 5, no, 10, no, 30. I drink when you can be a drunk. Paprika, not bad. Not a very wide assortment of spices. Oh, this is gonna be fun. We get to look at so much good stuff today. I can't pick that note up, whatever it is. Food scale. Columbia family scale. Is it gonna make people crazy if I close stuff? Will it make people crazier if I close some stuff, but not everything? Sugar. More sugar. Different types of sugar? A lot of sugar. One likes sugar. 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 Seeing a trend. Let me guess. Sugar, sugar. Paprika, oregano. How's the brightness? I have two screens and they show it differently. Sugar, sugar. There's the sugar. Good thing we're not going to run out of sugar. That would be horrible. That would be a true horror story. Kind of dark. It's okay so far. It is definitely meant to be dark in a lot of these places so far. Yeah, if you cannot see things that you think you're supposed to see, might want to change it, but when there's a little light like that, I can't see what's in the tub. Tub looks dark to me. Curtain. I can only barely see that there's any faucet and fixtures. Achilles prosthetics. 1 below knee prosthesis. $89? Does that say $89? $99? How the hell did they fuck up the... Is that what it says? Something. The mold, I think that's mold, is covering up the last word. Can anybody make it out? Leave it on the screen a few more seconds. Length? Ellie, could it be length? Maybe it's length. That's my best guess for now. I can barely see the reflection, but it's there. Large brow. A mustache? Do I see a mustache in there? Maybe not. Could be a shadow. Hi there, Claire. Welcome. Sir, I didn't touch the workshop, just like you asked, although I can't imagine the mess that's inside. Also, if you care so much for that room, maybe you should pay more attention to where you leave the keys. I brought them back to your office. Have a nice day. Shaking hands with someone whose face is scratched out. Need to flip these over. It's really pretty smooth opening and closing. I'm gonna take some care to start tidying up as I go. Oh, man, really? Yes, really. Just kind of smooth. Actually feels pretty cool opening things up. Opening everything up is the only way to see what isn't inside. Imperial Old Bourbon Whiskey. If I close things as I go, it shouldn't be too big a deal. Closet here. Stairs. Alright, we'll come back to that. What about this? Oh, the keys. We need the key from the office. I'm guessing the office is upstairs, not down, but I'm gonna go upstairs or downstairs first. Look at a few of the paintings in the hall. Very dark though. We're not going to get a good look at these unless we can light the room up. Step up into the light. A better look at that. You have it in your mind as layers of jump scare. Well, so be it. Kimberly. Steven. Turn into you when we have art questions. Two of you. I'm sorry, what? Door opening. But like a log pile falling over. Startling noises aside, I'm not done here yet. If we could turn those lights on, we'll get a better look. I am no art collector. But if I had a few spare $1 million, who knows? I might hang a few things on the walls. Pages. Music have been burnt. But not completely burnt. Guess the ghosts in the house didn't like my playing. Yes, quit as you should for 20 minutes, and then stop torturing yourself. At least that's what I did. I played it for 20 minutes. But that was enough. It was plenty. It was off key. Terribly so. Been working all night. Don't wake me up. Oh. Custodian or butler. That not be wine. It could be wine. But a very spidery pattern. The locked door. Should have taken the whiskey with you. Ghosts like whiskey. Good idea. Don't think we have an inventory. So, where the sound we heard came. Oh, I thought it sounded like logs falling over. I bet it was ladder falling over. Some books. Barely see what's on this shelf. Some glasses, books. Ah! That's very alcohol. That's why they call it spirits. There's a light. Next time I go walking through a dark room and it's clear I haven't even looked for a light. HJ. Yeah. Cabinet. Look, ceramic. Nice textures. Wonderful environment. it feels great. Not that there haven't been hundreds of games since that have tried to make photorealistic environments to walk around in, but some of the early ones like Myst still hold such a strong place in some of our minds. I never played all the way through it even, but I remember being wowed just walking around in an environment that you wanted to gawk at. Every little thing. A lot of broken bottles. Is this not the same picture that's in the hall? The stairs? Portrait. A curiously furry man. I'm sorry. I'll make it up to you. Tonight, it's all about you and me. Let's make it special. Then, perhaps in another hand, you promised. My dear friend, let me ask you one simple question. Have you completely lost your goddamned mind? I know you're going through some hard times right now, I really do. That's why I agreed to let you do those illustrations in the first place, for old time's sake. I even deliberately gave you a trivial task because I expected Little Red Riding Hood to be something you can draw in your sleep. What I didn't expect is to get this demented nightmare fuel you submitted for a kid's bedtime story. There is no way in hell I'm using this, and I already regret agreeing to a payment in advance. Please, get your shit together. Your old pal, Liam Brickstone, Whispered Tale Publishing House. Get your shit together, man. No nightmare fuel for the kiddies. What were you thinking? Well, actually, original Grimm fairy tales were much darker than their more familiar versions. Very dark. Horror. Cannibalistic, in the case of Little Red Riding Hood. The wolf fed grandmother's snacks and gave her grandmother blood wine. But that's not the tale we tell kids, not exactly. Right. Up on the shelf from where that fell. Can't. I love the lighting when the lightning gets through. Looked up the Harry portrait. It was similar to one by an unknown German artist, Harry Mann from Munich. Victorians were a little obsessed with oddities. Well, we've got the key. Don't have to disturb anyone yet. I don't know if this is the key to that door or the one downstairs. I'm gonna try the one downstairs first. Oh, that's timing. The bell tolls for thee. I think that's an act of violence. Suppose it could be an act of passion. Perhaps limp, body underneath and arm raised. Can't quite make it out, but it looks violent. Holding something? Rattle? Or bird carries it away. Oil paints. It's a messy life for sure, but I've always kind of liked walking into the workspace of artists who use oil paints, and there's tubes everywhere and gobs of paint everywhere. Known a few. Well, let's start at the bottom here. Some objects you can interact with seem to kind of leap out, and sometimes I have to cursor over them a little more precisely. I'd open a drawer, have a prompt show up, or have to round in that drawer, then have a prompt. I will try not to miss things. So sick and tired of us talking through these notes. We live in the same house, for God's sake. Come talk to me when you're done, before you go to sleep. Well, maybe the other room is not a custodian, but estranged spouse or loved one, family member. I'll make tonight all about us together, us, and then you promised. Sounds more like a romantic interest. Doesn't necessarily mean that's the only person. But probably the notes are between just two people. That's who doesn't want to be woken up because they've been up all night. They may also be the person who's been taking care of the house. It sounds like we've been away. Lost. You deserve it. Finish it. There's impressions of more text, but it's not legible. I wonder what's in there. A lot of brushes. They have been used. Are they broken? Sorry, I keep putting it away. Let's look at that one more time. Are they broken? Are they all broken? Some of them broken. At least some of them are broken. Maybe all. Broken brushes. Huh. I didn't see that they were broken right away. I had to look at it 3 times. Kind of saw it the second time. Had to go back. Anybody see that immediately, that those are all broken brushes? wombat. Dip pens, I think for ink writing. Really? Is that what they were? Different, there's definitely some brushes in there, and different sizes and and shapes. Quills, you say? Hold on. There's like wide brushes in there. There's thin and wide and whole bunch of stuff in there. They palette knives. I love it. We're seeing different things. All right, can I use a mouse? I wish I could just cursor over stuff. I want a laser pointer plug-in for OBS for games that don't have a cursor, so I can point at things. Okay, can you see the dot? See, that looks kind of like a palette knife over here, but over there. Then you've got thin brushes and thick brushes and thicker brushes. That looks kind of like a quill. And when we bring this up, you know, I'm overthinking it. We don't need to analyze this much, but it's fun. I think this is a mix too. It's kind of facing the camera, but there's at least one brush sticking out in there too. One flat brush. Is it a palette knife? I don't know. That's cool though. So, bottles in the trunk. Oh, something behind cover. Covered up for a reason. Did something appear that I didn't see because of the camera panning? Is there something there that I didn't see? For a reason. Bob Ross would be proud. Oh. Any happy little trees or clouds? But it's a beginning. Start of a landscape. It's a happy little blood spot. There you go. The beast at the top of this something. Okay. So it's a mess in here, as we were told. More paint on the floors, walls, and drapery than the canvas. Yeah. One of the things the game is supposed to is change quite a bit. The room we were just in is now locked. The hallway, which was not here before, was it? Okay, what was... I forgot to look at it. What was written above the door? It caught my eye and I forgot to look at it. Did anyone catch the writing over the door or know what it said? The hallway's gone. Leave that door open for the moment. Reconnect with your partner. Rebuild your relationship. Rediscover the joy of marriage. Rekindle the flame. Don't worry, you're not alone. Perfect relationships may look great on the silver screen, but the rest of us mortals have to face the simple truth. Nobody's perfect. And you know what? That's fine. In fact, many loving couples struggle with day-to-day life in a relationship. This does not make them any less special. It just takes some work, and we're here to help. Our consultants, all trained experts in their field, will help you identify the source of your troubles and deal with it at your own pace. Whether it's simple miscommunication, money problems, or conflicting personalities, where there's a problem, there's always a solution. And remember, it's never too late. Toy sides! Said just out of reach. Then I tried to zoom in on it. Right then. Saw that one in the other room. So, getting back to any particular place in the house at any particular point in time may just not be possible. Don't disturb me, I've been up all night. I didn't.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
Wolf's Test. Thank you for the host. Welcome. How did the story start? Did it? I think the story so far is just in the environment, in the letters we are writing on the couch. I don't want to forget to look at. There really wasn't much of a setup. I got dropped into the house. I think we've returned here after an absence. We're an artist. Returned here after an absence. And the story has been told as much by broken bottles of alcohol everywhere, little notes left between two perhaps estranged loved ones, that sort of thing. So you didn't miss anything important that you need to know. I may be missing something in the recounting, but doubt much. Vinny Pooh, hey there. A woman playing the piano. Scraps of love. Going in circles. Nice to meet you, Jay. Nice to meet you, Vinny. That sound of wind roaring by the window and whistle. Papers. And save the date of. It's not just crossed out, it's blacked out, scraped out, scraped out, scraped out. People whose names shall not be recalled here request the pleasure of your company to celebrate their wedding on Saturday, the 9th of June at St. Luke's Chapel at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Vinny's not new, Wombat. Not new. Not new. Okay. Whispering chest. Whizz- 854. This is paintings melted. The past holds back. Look closer.
The thought alone that the most beautiful piece of art doesn't have my name on it is killing me. So, will you marry me?
Ring. Yeah, Stephen, that's the sort of thought I had. Keepsake from their own wedding. Somebody's drinking a lot because the marriage isn't in the best of shape. You've been snooping around my workshop again. For the last time. You are not allowed in that room, even if the door happens to be open. I forbid it. This is your last warning. Next time, you'll have to look for a new job. See? Job. One of my first thoughts was that the notes were between an employer and an employee. Is that the same person? Married? Occurs to me that it may be, or it may not be. Chairs was rocking. I take a seat, does it mean I'm sitting in a ghost's lap? What does the ghost think? You saw a chair rocking, a rocking chair rocking, all by itself in your own home. How do you think you would react? Would you stop it? Spin it? Away? Take a picture? Shoot some video? Soil yourself? What do you think? I don't know how I would react. I've wondered times how I would react to something like that. For light, I want to see. Faster and faster and faster. Dominoes. Oh, Zep! Oh! Damn. We got trapdoored. Yeah, I was thinking about dominoes when suddenly the floor fell out from under me. Those dominoes. I can never remember the rules. I have one buddy who always brings dominoes when we go camping, and I always have to have him explain to me again what tiles you can place next to what. Not that hard. More light in here. I'm worried if we turn up the brightness in the game, it'll just look washed out. Like turning the gamma up doesn't really make things, everything will just look gray and muddy. But I can't see anything down here. Hey, there we go. Hey! That is a... Whoa! Are you on drugs, or am I on drugs? Or is the game on drugs? Someone's on drugs. It's not this guy. Whew.
No way.
Yeah, good point, Steven. If you are a human being alive in 2017, you're probably on drugs. Sort or another. Even if you're just drinking water. Dust mice. Dust mice. Not mites. Dust mice. In my lungs. There is always more. Grotesque. Vermin. Dirt. Yeah, that's like how I feel about dust. Hey, misbehave. Are you home? Make it home, or you got one more day extension? Good to see you. Hope you're feeling all right today. Hey, Neo. Vanilla Seal, what's up? Welcome everyone getting here. There's no button for cleaning up text. My love, even though you have not been born yet, can feel already your presence. It's simply amazing. I just can't believe how lucky I am. A year ago, all I had was talent and ambition. Now, against all odds, I have a career, a loving husband, and you. I have never been a deeply religious person. I guess what other people look for in a sermon, I found in perfecting my art. But now, I can't help but feel like there's a higher power watching over me. They once told me that I wouldn't ever succeed as a musician. Now, I'm playing sold-out concerts at some of the most prestigious venues in the country. They also said I had a difficult character and that I would never find a soulmate. Guess again. Finally, a doctor once told me that I would never be able to have children of my own. And yet, here you are, within me. I am quite possibly the happiest woman in the world. I love you so much. Palette. Back here in the shadows. Home now, very sore. Well, must feel pretty good to be in your own space. Sore will pass, not your first rodeo. Good question, Steven. Does anyone know where the game is based? Europe, America, or does it not really matter? Apart from enjoying seeing all the art and maybe some dark themes that are present in paintings. Was the doll there before? I don't think the doll was up there before. The text looked like Americanized English as opposed to British English. I think I opened these before. Things change. Perhaps the contents of the drawers will change too. That is, again, not what was on the other side of that door before. Glass or a mirror behind the wood paneling? The art is starting to mix. One portrait laid over another. In some cases, such as this, the eye of the subject in one portrait laid over the eye of a subject in another. Tissue! Paint deep lies.
Now, a tiny bit to the left. Yes, just like that. Hold that pose. I want to get all those lovely curves just right.
I'm not that round. Hey, I can flip this over. How many of the other things I've picked up, I've tried to flip some things over and couldn't? I mostly stopped trying. As far as I know, this is the first one that's let me flip it over. Gotta try flipping everything over again. Else we run it. Inaudible on most jump scares. Really? I think I just make random noises most of the time. I got turned around here. Like speaking in tongues. What is the proper noise to make when one has been startled or scared shitless? They're really a proper noise.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
Free still. Welcome and thank you for the host. Was there a possum in here? Is there a squirrel? It's okay. Hey. I didn't get to look at it the way it was yet. It's the damn dust mice. It must be. It must be. Hey, there's Crystal. That looked like an 8-bit something. It's just, I don't know what it looked like. A blur of pixels. Like a Minecraft creeper, but brown. What the hell was that? You telling me that was a dust bunny? I mean, that's what's gonna happen if I don't clean up regularly. Really big dust bunny. More like a giant dust jackalope. That's what it was. Screeching arsonists. Echoing screams. They stop at nothing. I won't go down easy. And not turn this. This Frank. Honey Darko's Dust Bunny Frank. Say Dust Dog. I've not heard Dust Dog before. Dust Puppies. Dust Puppies. So as we go through one room, whatever happens, when we leave that room, usually through the door we came in through, we end up somewhere else. Really weren't kidding when they said the environment changes as you turn around. Sometimes literally you turn around and it changes right in front of you. Otherwise it tends to go through a door, and the next time you go through it, it goes somewhere else. That's safe. Not lit moment, but a candle behind closed drapes. That's brilliant. Wanderer. Just a wandering wanderer. Hey, in regards to your previous letter, I'm sure it's nothing to be too concerned about. Women tend to get weird after having a baby, hormone imbalances and the like. When we had our first, I remember Valerie got the blues real bad. I would ask her what she wanted for lunch and she'd just burst into tears. Just be there for her and I'm sure it's gonna be fine. Now, I know I promised not to rush you, and by all means enjoy your well-deserved time off. But just to let you know, I'm getting phone calls up the yin-yang, commissions left and right. You're a hot ticket, my friend. Maybe we should strike the iron while it's hot. But, of course, the family comes first. Your friend and agent, Thomas Caldwell. So some things that are coming, if not into focus, they're at least coming into play. An artist and a musician. An artist who at least some point had a great deal of success. And there was a child. There was a marriage. There was a child. That can't be the end of that tale, because it didn't end happily ever after, and the artist's work became quite dark. That Little Red Riding Hood piece that we saw. Flash, hey there.
Hello. It's about time for us to talk, don't you think? I mean, I've seen you in my house so many times, and yet I could never find the courage to face you directly. Not until now.
See you, a woman's voice. I've seen you in my house so many times. I've never had the courage to face you directly. That sounds like she's talking to a ghost. Can we move anyways? I keep going very slowly. Notice we don't have a very steady walk. Walk down the hall at full speed and there seems to be a bit of a lurch to our walk. Clump, 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 clump. Unless he went to people's houses to do commission paintings and that woman... thought. Rika and Sugar. Two most common I did not close that door. Spices. Oregano. Hey, here's the rest. Watch it all be sugar. Paprika, 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 paprika. Oh my god. It is paprika. That's a lot of paprika. Hey, Kieran. On? Is that on and just... That's on. It's like a 5-watt light bulb. My grandmother on my mother's side. As a kid, it was amusing that she didn't have any bright light bulbs in her home. About a 60-watt bulb was the brightest in her home. Well conditioned during the Depression and kept many conservative habits in home and food, resources, and the rest of her life. But that's silly. No, you'll get no course in electricity from me. Electricity is not my strong suit. Yeah, Wombat. Your grandmother was like that. 25-watt light bulbs in the bedrooms, because why not? Candles were good enough. We're going to use that newfangled electricity. Why does it have to be brighter than the candles it's replacing? Oh, Kim, now that makes some sense. Paprika was used for mixing into paints to create colors. Was sugar also? You happen to know? We were in here before. I don't know if anything will have changed. What? I'm sorry, what? Where's the fruit falling from? It's falling out of the painting! Oh. You want me to turn my head so more fruit can fall out of the painting, don't you? Don't you? And it will. It's not gonna fall until I look. I look away. Wait, ah! What happened to the fruit that fell out of the painting? Garlic. They have as with the paprika, there are many large jars of sugar. Though it may not be as much. What the fuck? Ha ha. Hey! I got my wish. Regretting it now, though. I think a potato famine just fell out of that painting.
first, I looked for a canvas. Not just any canvas. I had to find a knife. Not one of those bread ones. It needed to be as sharp as a razor. So
bit of
I
skull?
used a razor, in fact, and then carefully flayed the skin. Booze helped keep my hand
Or
steady.
skin. That's skin. A piece of flesh. That's skin. I thought it was bone at first. It's skin. That's not better. Wish I could go back. Maybe we will get there again, but the door I didn't even attempt to open with the sign on it, "Don't disturb me, I've been up all night." I wonder now, was it locked? Would we not have been able to get in? Or would we have been able to get in and there would have been something? You want me to walk forward here? Not open? Too dark, I can't see. This is too dark. Forward, are we? Kidding me? But how about no? All right, we're going out the other door. I can see that one. I think it's the landscape from before. Something else on it. A photo album. Photos missing. Saw that photo earlier. Woman playing piano. Maybe this is where... Well, it's a little collectible book for... like our journal for things we've found. Certain pictures we've found in the environment. There should be more in here then. One with the scratched out faces. Did the sugar containers say sugar on them? Yes. Yes, they did. Way I can add to the painting. This letter is appearing a couple words at a time. Something, something, hate. And now. Lost. You deserve it. Finish it. That is the painting from before. See something that looked like a smiling face appear and then disappear? There for a few seconds. What is that? Bloody almost arm. Crab. Crab people, crab people. Corpse flamingos. Or that. Or corpse flamingos. Could totally be that. First, I looked for a canvas. Not just any canvas. I had to find a knife. Not one of those bread ones. It needed to be as sharp as a razor. So I used a razor, in fact, and then carefully flayed the skin. Booze helped keep my hand steady. Right. Is that what we did with the piece of flesh? I think we are really fucked up. Shapeless dreams. Is that maybe what it said before? Unless it changed. Shapeless dreams. Deep breaths. Remember, you're a professional. It's just the first few strokes, then you're over the hump. What's so hard about it? Yeah. One's doing a Buffalo Bill canvas. And I think it's us. Ah, here's where some of the other stuff went. Tacked it to the wall. I know we found more photos than I saw in the photo book, but don't take everything. Yes, what type of a person's hand would be steadied by alcohol? Someone whose supply notes showed booze 5, crossed out 10, crossed out 20, crossed out 30. Yes, indeed. Come on. Where are we going? Where are we going? Up or down? We're going up. And we're not alone. Okay, hold on. Maybe it's best that we're going all the way up. Past. How many floors does this place have? Rode the elevator all the way to the top floor, and I didn't make any attempt to stop it along the way. Possible that we could have. Try going down the floor. Let me go left. What we use to go up? Yeah. It won't. I can't go the other way. Is something up here we can do then? I'm triple checking, but I can't. Maybe I didn't close this all the way. Again. No. This door is open now. It might have even been on the way back to the elevator. What's that? There's something. Dear sir, while I can certainly understand that you are upset, and I have nothing but sympathy for your wife and yourself, I must categorically state that I do not wish to receive any further correspondence from you in this matter. Any skin graft procedure is extremely complicated and inherently associated with the risk of failure. Having stated that, I assure you that me and my colleagues at St. Anne have made every effort to ensure a positive outcome for your wife. Personally speaking, I believe we have done the best job possible considering the extent of tissue damage. You are, of course, entitled to your opinion, and I can certainly understand your disappointment. What I do not understand is how you seem to think writing hateful letters to me or my fellow doctors will ameliorate the situation. As I've already stated, I can certainly understand you've been under a lot of stress as of late, and thus I will not press charges if you refrain from any future correspondence. Let me make it absolutely clear that I will not tolerate any further threats aimed at my staff, my family, or myself. If you wish to seek psychological help, I can have my assistant provide contact information of several specialists who would be more than competent to help you get through these hard times. With regards and best wishes for you and your wife, William H. Green, MD. Wife, skin graft, extent of tissue damage. Wasn't pleased with the outcome of a skin graft. Picture. Or playing. Lies. Floor. Conscious, unconscious. Paintings overlapping. Got injured, they couldn't fix the damage, and he wants his piece of art back. Maybe tried to do it himself. Maybe he figured if they wouldn't attempt further skin grafts.
Are you my nightmare? Or am I yours?
Somehow, that was scarier than ever, because it was just so... Hey Matthew, welcome. I'm good. I'm enjoying a slower game with more to think about and less button mashing. That was scary as hell. Good to see you. So, disgusting possibilities, disturbing possibility. This hallway has also changed. The doors. There was a. The hallway has also changed.
Why did you stop? That tune was perfect. Honey, please, just a little longer. At least until I finish painting this one part. Oh, don't make me beg.
I'm really enjoying this. You all are too. Matthew, how are you doing today? Key doesn't work on that door, huh? Oh, there's the elevator. Huh. That hall didn't change quite as much as it. Knowing that things can change leaves you wondering what things have changed. I haven't noticed a change. Crackling fire. Um, we were let go. We're sliding down the stairs. Why are we sliding backwards down the stairs? That's the keyboard you spilled your drink on. Bill. Of course, try it thoroughly, but take the keys off and put them back on. The keyboard you can do that with. Does it need that much cleaning? Whoa, this looks like that. There's a bonfire downstairs. Someone set the house on fire. The house is on fire. Right now. Room downstairs. That's bad. Wonder if we did that. Trying to smoke ourselves out. He called the rats arsonists. Good. Thank you. Good catch. He did. Called the rats arsonists. Hey, Ashley. Yeah, candles are a fire hazard, Kieran, but that was a pile of furniture set ablaze. What's the noise coming from the chat? Oh! Would you even open a trunk that was making noises like that? I don't think their baby made it. Damn. Nope, never. Do it in a game, but the Nope train got no brakes. Oh no, what a horrible thought. Oh. You win, Wombat. That's more horrible than I thought. Oh. Rat traps. Warning signs. The following list is a compilation of the most common symptoms of schizophrenia. While typically diagnosed between the ages of 15 and 25, the disorder is known to affect older patients as well. Note that these symptoms are not exclusive to schizophrenia and should by no means be treated as conclusive evidence of this particular affliction. In order to obtain a proper diagnosis, you should contact a qualified specialist, psychologist, psychiatrist. Blank expression stares off into space. Yes. Involuntary facial movements. Yes. Insomnia. Haven't noticed. Unusual gestures or postures. Always had that. Unable to experience joy from activities. Definitely. Depersonalization. What does that even mean? Magnets. How the fuck do they work? Awkward, clumsy movement. Might be from the accident. Prone to anger, resentment, or passive-aggressive. Lack of motivation? Yes. Suicidal tendencies? Question marks. Exclamation marks. Okay, Colonel, we'll see you later. Brat. Flesh. We came in from here, right? Yeah. I want to take our first break. Seems like as good a place as any. We've got a bunch of doors from right here, a bunch of new doors to explore. Seems like a good place for a break. Ooh. Very nice. See you back here in a few.